What's up, everybody? This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, your host of Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast. And this week's sponsorship is from Newsly. Newsly is a all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and read them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time in ever of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable, all in one place. Browse articles from topic choose, start playing, start scrolling, and start listening. You can follow any topic as you specifically as you like, from sports, science to Bitcoin, even for the Kardashians. It will find you on the latest article and you read them to you out loud. And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast, is on there as well. Yes, it is. Shout out to Newsly for that. I started using it as my default podcast app. Download and use Newsly for free from www.newsly.me or from the link in the description. Use the promo code Mr. Gentleman that I will also put in the description and receive 1 month free premium subscription. So you already know, y'all, download Newsly now. Check it out. Support them, y'all. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, your host of Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast, and enjoy the show. You are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 6. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, 1/4 of the Premier Boy Podcast, your host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And welcome to another new episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Hope all is well. And it just feels good to be back. We are now on season 6, episode 2. And thank y'all for, checking out the season 6 premiere of Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast. It really means a lot. I go thank y'all every episode. Y'all know it. But I just want to say thank y'all. And once again, thank you to my sister, Coach Thea Powell, for, coming on the season 6 premiere episode. The 100 episode celebration. It was a really good episode. And if y'all haven't checked the episode out, check it out right now, y'all. So what today's episode is about, today we're going to talk about dreams. We're going to talk about my dreams. And why do I follow them? So this is a personal episode, y'all. And y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back.
Hey guys, this is your girl Teferette from Kingdom Chats Podcast, and you are listening to the Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, I will be giving y'all the Mr. Gentleman Facts quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, always be thankful for life. And what I mean by that is, you just need to wake up and thank God for another day. Because sometimes you just never know when this will be your last. Also, just make sure you tell your family, all your friends, that you love them, that you care about them. Just always make sure that you show them that you love them and care about them. And that is today, Mr. Gentleman Facts, quote of the day. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. On Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, we interview many guests about their life journey, pretty much where they come from and where they at now. Also promoting their brands or whatever they're doing at the time they come on the show. We also have the host talk about personal stories about himself and everything that he's been through. And also we have fun conversation about anything music, anything old school, relationships, wrestling, and many more. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays at 12 a.m. We are also on every Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Spin-Up Series Thursdays, where we have all of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast spin-off series all in one day, where we have a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. The Old School Show with myself and the Star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursday at 12 a.m. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, The Pods, and many more. Or y'all can check it out on the official website of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com. And tune in every Sundays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in to this commercial break of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Cheer!
This is Laquita from the Queen and Me podcast, and you're listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time for topic, which is dream. And my question to y'all is, what are y'all dreams? And have you followed your dreams? After you listen to the episode, DM me and tell me what your dreams are. I want to hear everybody answer. I will probably also have it in the Spotify questions. If you listen on Spotify, I will have a question on there. Will be, what is your dream? So you can answer it on Spotify, and I will definitely take a look at it. So y'all probably wonder, what are my dreams? And I'm not going to hold you. Usually when people ask me that question, what are my dreams? I can never answer it because it's always going to be more than one dream. And the reason why this conversation even going on, because of a conversation with my father. And randomly one night we, watching TV, we watching The Honeymooners, and my father asked me a question. He asked me, Kenny, do you remember what you want to be when you grow up? What you told me. And I told him that I wanted to be many things. And he told me that you always told me that you always want to be a firefighter. And the funny thing that I always remember that. I always wanted to be a firefighter as a kid because they were saving people. And I thought that was really cool. They would go through fires and go to burning buildings, save people. And as a kid, I was like, yeah, I really want to do that. I thought that was really cool. But, of course, I couldn't do that because I have a fear of fire. As a kid, I burned my hand on the stove, and ever since then, I never really got over that fear of fire. So I knew that I definitely couldn't do that. Go for that dream. Go to be a firefighter. But of course, I had many other dreams as a kid. Wanted to be a police officer. I wanted to be a teacher. I remember as a kid, I would have my toys that I would always pretend that I was a teacher and they were a student. Just as a kid, I had a really big imagination. I wanted to do many things. I also wanted to be a video game designer. When you're as a kid, my first video game that I ever played was Sonic, and I started to really want to get into it. I took a class of becoming a video game designer once. It didn't work out well. Also wanted to be an artist, and I wanted to make a comic book. And I did start a comic book a long time ago, but I realized that I wasn't a good artist. So it was always always was one of those kids who always trying to figure out his talent, and that always been my thing as a kid. I always try to figure out what exactly am I good at. I always never really thought I was good at anything as a kid, and that was the hard truth. But I know the three things that I always wanted to do was to be a music artist, to be an actor, and a radio host. And the reason why I wanted to be those three things, I had different reasons why I wanted to be those three things. For being an actor, I used to watch a lot of TV as a kid. And when you watch TV, you see the child stars, you see Raven-Symoné, you see Kelly Pratt, you see Michael B. Jordan and Naraya, you see Taj Mowry, you see Tia Tamera, you see Jason Riva, you see all these people, the young child stars that kid, young black child stars that kid, and you just see them doing what they love, and you look at the TV, you said to yourself that, yeah, I want to be that one day. And I definitely did want to be an actor, heavy. And of course, like when you see actors like Jamie Foxx, you see Denzel Washington, Sidney Poitier, and many other actors, just is inspiring. You just want to do that. But of course, one thing that I always deal with as a kid, even now, in a sort of sense, was my confidence. My confidence never, I never had the best confidence, and that always been like a big issue for me as a kid, especially as a kid. And the reason why I had bad confidence was, I was picked on a lot. I was picked on because of my speech. I had speech problems. I stuttered a lot. I talk fast whenever I'm nervous, especially when I'm nervous. People would laugh at me because of it. They call me many names, many terrible names. And that trauma that you was bullied as a kid follow you for a long period of time. Even follow you as an adult on certain situations that you can't really open up or do more things because that trauma bother you. And honestly, even to now, that trauma still bother me. But I tried to do all these things to step out of that zone. That's why I do things like get into acting. When in 2016 I started doing acting because of a friend told me about this acting coach, and I ended up doing 2 Broadway shows and stuff like that. Getting into music when the reason why I wanted to do music was I always was a fan of music. The first artist you hear growing up was Michael Jackson. You end up loving hip hop. You love R&B. You grew up to start loving Motown and appreciate the old school music that came before you. And I wanted to do that. And the first step of me getting into music was in 8th grade. I created a song called Son, S-O-N, Son. And yes, it was a comedy song, but I know at that time I thought that was like the best thing ever. But then I realized that I had to fix my craft if I really wanted to do something with music. So I started writing poetry from 8th grade to maybe 10th grade. And with the poetry, my songwriting started to improve. And then I just started writing songs non-stop. Writing a lot of songs about love, writing a lot of songs about pain, writing a lot of songs. And one thing I do regret. One thing, I should have became a songwriter. I should have took that a lot more serious. I don't know why I did, but I should have continued taking music serious. Even after me and my friends started the music group and we had our song playing on the radio, I should have continued to be songwriter, because I wrote many songs that never been published. I wrote over 300 songs that never been published, and I honestly regretted that. Music played a big part of my life. But like I said, as a kid, I always tried to find something that I'm really good at. Honestly, I always felt like I was never good at anything. I always felt like I had to prove myself of doing something. And when I do it, everybody always shocked that they didn't think I could do it, And why did I want to be a radio host? So the reason why I wanted to be a radio host was, I used to listen to a lot of radio. Hot 97, Kiss FM, WLS, Radio Disney, C100 and stuff like that, I used to listen to a lot of radio. That's why my knowledge of music really grew. Even at one point, I always wanted to dive into DJing, but it just never happened. But one main thing that really wanted me to get into radio was, I saw this commercial back in the day where it was to start your own radio station and stuff like that. All you had to do is plug up to a radio station and just switch up to AM, and you would hear your voice on the radio. And I was way as a kid, so I used to get a lot of things. That was probably the one thing that I never got, and I really wanted that. Also, like, you see shows like Martin, where he had a radio station. Another shows in the 2000s called Radio Free Roscoe, and there was high school kid that had a radio station and stuff like that. And I wanted to do that, but of course I never knew how to get into it. And plus, I had speech problems. I didn't think that people would want to hear me, or hear anything I said, or I would be nervous on the air and stuff like that. So it just never really crossed my mind of becoming a radio host. And then one day, like I said, 2018, I got the opportunity to start a podcast show. And I was scared to do it because I wasn't confident in my voice. I was scared, and they think people were going to listen. But sometimes when you want to follow your dream, you just have to go out there and just do it. What's the worst that could happen, And I'm happy that I took that risk, I'm happy that I followed my dreams and stuff like that. And I'm just happy, because I know if I never tried any of the things that I wanted to do, I would regret it later. And it was many people that were negative about when I told people my dreams, and a lot of people was really negative about it. Always told me that they didn't know that I wouldn't do it. They know that what's the point of doing it if you just not gonna get nowhere with it. And my whole life, the thing that I've always been doing it was proving people wrong, and that's what I've been fighting my whole life. I've been fighting my whole life, just proving people wrong. And but I'm glad I did. I'm glad that you do follow your dreams, even when people is against you and stuff like that. So what I'm saying to all y'all is, if y'all have a dream, always follow your dream, even if it's an impossible path, because you just never know where it could take you. Of course, things won't happen overnight. You won't see success overnight, but as long as you start the progress, you're doing something. And sometimes your friend not gonna support your dreams. That's why your dreams is always meant for you, and they're for you to follow. So if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a firefighter, if you want to be a police officer, if you want to start a family, if you want to invest your money and get a house and a fence, a dope car, be a podcast host, be a radio host. Invested $1 million. I feel like honestly, anything is possible if you really put in the work and you really believe in yourself. I feel like everybody can follow their dreams if they really want it. Even when life get in the way, you can still follow your dream when life even get in the way. As long as you got a support system that understand you. So what I'm saying is anything is possible. You just have to believe in yourself and believe that you could do it. Just believe that you could do it and not focus on the negative, what negative people say about you, saying that you're not going to make it. That always should motivate you that you could make it, And always have confidence in yourself. Like I said, I had trouble confident in myself, but what I know is about my brand and about anything that I know I could do, I know I could do it. I believe, Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast would be a big show one day. I believe that all those that see the cover I said on the show, they ignore it. I know eventually they're going to turn around and give my show a chance. I believe my show could be number one day. Not only a good podcast, but on many podcast charts. And maybe get many podcasts. I believe that I could do many things with this show. Or anything else that I do. Or anything else that I got cooking up. I know I could do it. But in order for that to happen, you just have to believe in you. Believe in your vision. And believe that you could do it. Because anything is possible. Or anyway, it's not possible if you don't try at all. And if you don't try at all, you don't wanna wait for a long period of time and you're old and you can't end up doing it. So if you want to do something, the best time to do it is now. So what I'm saying is to everybody listen to this episode, whatever your dreams are, always follow it. Even if life gets in the way, follow your dreams. And if you have a family, make them a part of that dream as well. Make them a part of that dream. So it won't only be your dream, it'll be your family dream. And just follow your dream. You gotta have a dream to follow your dream. And don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it, because at the end of the day, you could do it. You just have to believe in yourself. And I'll be right back. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman. Now, I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spinoff Series Thursdays. And Spinoff Series Thursday is the new home for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Spinoff Series. That brought to you shows like A Conversation About Music Podcast, The Old School Show, and Date Night Talk Podcast. And A Conversation About Music Podcast is a music spin-off series where we talk about anything music, from the current music scene and the old school music scene, where we interview many guests that's in the music industry and artists about their music journey. We have a segment game called The Face Off, which is a versus inspired game. And we have roundtable discussion about variety of music topics. And y'all can check out A Conversation About Music Podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Now, the Old School Show that features myself and the star Roddy Rod is a show where we discuss anything old school, from music, TV shows, movies, and many more. We also bringing guests to join in on the old school conversation. Y'all can check out the Old School Show with myself and the Star Righty Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. Every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And last but not least, we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B, where we talk about anything relationship related topics like love, dating, relationships, cheating, the good and the bad, and many more. And y'all can check out this spin-off series, Date Night Talk Podcast, every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. So look out for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Presents spin-off series Thursday, a conversation about music podcast every first Thursdays. The Old School Show with myself and the Star Righty Rod every fourth Thursdays, and Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays. And y'all can check out Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays. And thank y'all for checking out this commercial break. And now back to your regularly scheduled program. True. I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning in to this new episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And don't forget, Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, each and every Sunday at 12 a.m. We're on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Good Pods, and many more. Y'all can rate the show 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Good Pods. The more y'all rate the show, the more everybody can know about Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Also, check out the spin-off series from Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents the Old School Show with myself and the Star Righty Rod. We are back with new episodes in October. So, and every fourth or fifth Sundays at 12 a.m. Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents a conversation about music podcast. New season in November and every first Sundays at 12 a.m. And Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B. Every first and fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. Every first and fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. Also, check out season 3 of the Premier Boy Podcast with myself, Aaron Kitoxians, the Star Righty Rod, and Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal, coming real soon. And check out every project from the Premier Podverse. King Talk with Aaron Sands, season 3 coming soon. A Conversation with a Star, season 1 coming soon. And The Bridge with Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal coming soon. If you want to be a guest on Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast and the spin-off series, y'all can email me and buy it by yourself and everything that has to do to my email, kenypgent@gmail.com, or hit me up on social media, Ken_Mr. Gentleman. I repeat, Ken, Ken _Mr. MR Gentleman, GENTLEMAN, on all social media platforms. And y'all add me on Good Pod, Ken Mr. Gentleman. Good Pod catered to many independent podcasters. You can see what everybody listening to. We can rate each other's shows, and we have the charts. And right now, we have the chart review, where I review every chart Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast is a part of. And right now, we will be doing the Good Pod charts. Top 100 shows. Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast is number 3 on normal and indie charts. And honestly, y'all, this is probably the highest Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast been on the top 100 charts. So I just want to say thank you everybody that's been listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And let's get us to number 1, y'all, please. Just one time. Let's get to number 1 for top 100 shows. That would mean a lot. That really means a lot, y'all. Also, Society and Culture. We are also number 3 for Society and Culture. You know, we always been in the top 5 for Society and Culture. So let's get us back to number 1, y'all. And also for top 100 episodes, for episode 100, it's number 3 as well. So, yes, y'all. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. And keep supporting Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast on all platforms, y'all. Don't forget to check out the website for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, where you can check out every episode from Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Y'all can watch videos. Y'all can see every guest profile. Y'all can buy Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast merch from the merch store with TeePublic and many more. So check out the website, support Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and yes, and you already know we back here every Sundays at 12 a.m. And once again, thank y'all for tuning into the latest episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Have a good day or night wherever you're listening to this episode.
Hey, it's Angelica from A Little Bit of Everything with Me podcast, and you're listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.